hands, everybody here on Zoom, show of hands, okay? How many people on this call, and this is everybody, how many people on this call have ever felt almost as an imposter, going into luxury? Maybe, I mean, look, yeah, a lot of us, right? Like, not everybody grew up affluent, or not everybody came into the market selling multi-million-dollar homes, right? Some of us, like here in Rhode Island, we were knocking out $300,000-$400,000 homes, right? And then when we joined Engel Volkers, we were able to, like all of us, able to grow that type of business in the multi-million-dollar market and sell luxury homes, luxury estates. So our next question is going to be about the imposter syndrome, because this is super important. So I'm going to go ahead and ask, out of our panelists, who wants to hit this? Who wants to talk about how maybe they felt as an imposter going into luxury real estate and how they conquered that? Is there any of our panelists that want to hit that?
I don't mind starting.
All right, Mike from Vancouver, go ahead.
So again, I was young, and I'm surrounded by, you drive through one neighborhood, let's call it Shaughnessy, and you're seeing 4 realtors' names, same 4. It's like basically divided 25% between the, they're all 60, 65, and 70 years old. And then this young buck, 25-year-old, tries to get into this market. I had a conversation with one of them after I got a couple listings, and he pulled me aside and he said, remember when you tried to sell real estate in Shaughnessy? Ed burst out laughing, turned around and walked away. And this was at an awards dinner. And so it was blatant. You are not welcome. Please leave, go away. And it was just, initially when that happened, I'm like, if Les told me to go away, I should probably stop and walk away. I'm too young. I shouldn't be doing this. I haven't lived here all my life. He's lived here. All of them were born and raised here. I don't have the network that he has. And then again, that training, I went to one of the conferences and he said, everybody stand up and think about think about all the reasons why they're so much better than you. But then think about all the self-limiting doubts that are going through your mind that are holding you back. And at the end of it, I'm like, he has 2 hands. She has 2 hands. She wasn't born here. Well, she wasn't from Vancouver, but from an area in BC. At the end of the day, I have the same tools, the same mouth, the same eyes. I live in the same neighborhood. Why can't it be me? And that once I go rid of that self-limiting doubt that I can't be as good as them, and then leaving the brand that I was at and moving to Engel and Volkers, it all kind of snowballed and made a massive difference. I just put my head down, stopped listening to the noise, and did my job better than they did. And before I knew it, they were saying, oh, you got to talk to Rampf. He's using a drone. He does twilight shoots. He does wine and cheese events. He rents luxury cars and parks. I got one listing, and I $1 million listing that like no other. I had servers greeting people at the door. It was my first big listing. It was the most expensive house in Vancouver, and I was in my 20s trying to sell this house. So how do you stand out? I invited everyone in the neighborhood. I hand delivered. It was like a wedding invitation to all of these homeowners to come and see this house. Now I met every single person in the neighborhood, and it went, oh yeah, I know this top agent. I know that top agent. I know that top agent. And then when it came to selling, I was brought in. So I was interviewed with those top agents, but are you going to do the cool things that you did when you had Angus on the drive? Are you going to do a drone? Are you going to do a wine? Because my other agent that's been doing this for 40 years, he doesn't want to. So from I'm so scared of getting into this market to Mike, please will you come and sit in my living room? I really want to talk to you about how you did such a good job on Angus. Please will you come? So it was amazing how that mindset changed from I'm an imposter to I'm lucky to be, no, they're lucky to have me sitting inside their living room. I never saw it that way. I was just loving to do my job, but they were so grateful to have me sitting in the room to give them the opportunity to talk about how we marketed our homes. So it was, as soon as I got rid of that self-limiting doubt, it was actually easy. So it's all, I think, a lot in your head. Put your head down and go get it.
I love it. And Mike, I'm so glad that you took that and ran with it, because everybody, this is the team leader of one of the top teams in the entire network of Engel and Volkers, who felt as an imposter. And now, Mike, how many young bucks, how many young lads do you think, or young ladies now are looking at you and kind of feeling the same way, right? How much of your competition now looks at you in the Vancouver market and is like, oh man, I'm an imposter here. There's no way I can compete against Mike Rampf, right? It's fantastic. Good stuff. Thank you. Any of our other panelists want to kind of talk about how they ran into some issues at first? Anne Malone, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just say, I'll make this short too, is that, you know, I was a little intimidated at first, and then I was watching this very successful high-end realtor in her office. And I realized from the way that she was marketing and what she was doing, and then I actually had a transaction with her, that I realized that I could do a much better job than she was doing for any of these clients. And then after that, I would, well, you know, you're not an imposter if you're an excellent resource for your client. If you can do the job and do it better, then you're not an imposter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to tail end on that, on what Mike was saying, as well as, and I mean, the farm and ranch field is probably one of the toughest areas I've ever been in, because you are dealing with, in my side, the good old boys, that they are, you know, 75 plus years old. They've known every shift of grain of sand, every owner, every family of owners, and they've been there a million years. And coming in being not, you know, 20, but not part of that original people that know all of the, you know, owners that have lived there forever, it is very difficult. But here's where I come in, is with our marketing, because these guys, they don't do social media. They take phone pictures on their flip phone, if they have one. It's one of those things where, you know, we come in, and even though I can have way better marketing and social media and all of that, I have to take it further, and I have to go as the expert. I go to all the town hall meetings. What's happening? I have to go to all these building, you know, anything involving any type of city meeting, I'm there, because that's where I'm seeing, oh, guess who, what developer's coming in, and yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere, but he just bought 400 acres. What's coming out? So then when I'm talking to my clients and be like, hey, you know, Wolf Development just bought X amount of land in the middle of nowhere, let's figure out what's happening. Sure enough, you know, guess who's coming in to buy Austin? Samsung. Guess who's coming in Tennessee is, you know, another major corporation. So these things, I feel that even though we can feel not good enough, as soon as we start hitting those expert levels of just doing a little bit of digging and research and going to your city hall meetings, I mean, I have to go to 4 different counties, because that's, you know, my territory is 4 different counties, 2-hour radius every direction, the beginning of the months. But that's how people know why they come to me, because they're like, hey, what is going on? You know, I saw survey stakes. Let's find out why there's survey stakes on that property now. So that's where I put myself, and I kick out the syndrome, because I'm like, my only competition is myself, really, because these guys are going to be retired soon. Guess who needs to take the reins on being the expert in that area?
Yeah, total confidence. That's great.